Hey everyone, it's Becky here. I am back with another quick tip for you. This week I wanted to talk with you a little bit about yoga props. If you've ever taken a class with me or done a private session with me, you know I love my props and I can get quite inventive when I don't have the official props handy. I've been known to use shoes and books and whatever is around because yoga's better with props. Um, a lot of people I meet with in classes that at first they're kind of like, I don't need any props. I can do this. It's kind of that feeling of I'm less than if I need to use props, but really props enhance your practice. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you some of the props I have. This is my home practice space. I'm blessed with lots of props, I will admit that. They've just accumulated over the years, and these are just some of what I have, and then I obviously have more in my office. But here in my home practice space, I have my mat. This is a mat that I've had for a lot of years. It's a really good mat. Happy to talk to anyone about their mats, but if if you're not ready to spend a lot of money, this one was not cheap. I will say it cost a little bit of money, but it is one that will last for years and years and years. If you're not ready to invest in a really good quality mat, go to a discount store, grab a mat for $10-$20. It's going to last you for a while and get you started with your yoga practice. It will be just fine. But have a mat handy. It does make a difference rather than practicing on the floor, just straight on the floor. Having that mat will keep you from sliding around quite as much, helps you grip, gives you a little bit of cushion if you're on a hard floor. It's just a little bit more stabilizing as well. So definitely have a yoga mat if at all possible. So starting with that. Now right here I have something that's called a Zafu. It is a cushion. You sit on it. It's a meditation cushion, but I don't just meditate on this. I use it just as a prop. Sometimes I need a little extra support under an arm, a leg, a hip, something. So this is great. It's really really able to form to my body. It's filled. They have different things inside of them. I can't remember what's inside of this one. It may be buckwheat hulls, but a Zafu. It's something that is multi-purpose. You can use it as a meditation cushion. It's great for that, but you can use it for so many other things. I've used it under my head. I've used it for all kinds of support. And again, it is very, the shape can change a lot depending on where and what you use it and what you want to use it for. I'm actually going to sit on it right now. Helps to lift my hips up and just makes it more comfortable to sit. So what is something, I know a lot of people don't have Zafus, but something that a lot of people do have is either a yoga blanket. This is more of a classical yoga blanket that you see in a lot of places. But not everyone has yoga blankets. So instead of a yoga blanket, if you're at home and you want support that you might get from a blanket, you can use a towel. Those fold up great and work wonderfully as a prop. Just the blanket off of your sofa, that works well too. Does not have to be a yoga blanket. These are handy, but use whatever you have. You don't have to go out and buy a lot of props, but I'm just showing you what I use in my own practice. Now I also have a lot of blocks. All of my blocks here are pretty much the same height, but blocks are not all created equal. Some of them are thicker, some of them are thinner, some of them are made of cork. There's some that are made of, I've seen bamboo, I've seen all kinds of different substances turned into blocks. Some of them are lighter, some of them are heavier, so just check out the block, know what you want to use it for. Good standard yoga block you can get for $8-10, pretty easy. Does not matter the brand, does not matter the color. Just get something that you can use for support. I use this underneath knees. I sit on them. I use it for support if I'm in my balanced posture. Sometimes my hand will rest on a block. I use it in all kinds of different postures. It has 3 different heights. It has a low, a medium, and a high, and all blocks are going to have those heights. So they're multi-purpose. You can use them for different things, different heights, different things. Supported bridge, I've done a video on that. Definitely use a block for that. Usually people are using that low or that medium height for that pose. But yeah, multi-purpose, doesn't matter what color. I prefer the lighter ones, but I know some people who like the stability of one that's heavier. Just be careful if you're getting a heavier one. If you're holding it over your head, don't drop it on your foot. Don't drop it on your head. Just be careful with those blocks. Strap. This is something that, again, multi-purpose. They come in different lengths. I forget how long this one is, probably a 6-foot length, but some of them are 8-foot lengths as well. You can use it for a lot of different things. When your arms are too short and you're trying to reach for that foot, you can place a strap around your foot and use it for support. You can use it for, I like to use it for when legs are overhead, helping people to stretch their hamstrings, their outer hip, their inner thigh. It's great for that. Doesn't matter the length for most people. Unless you're super tall, then you might want a longer one. Otherwise, it really doesn't matter too much. I have been in trainings where we've actually tied 2 of these together to do something, but most of the time we're not doing that. So just a standard yoga strap works really well for you. I admit I don't use my strap as much as I used to. I've been using other props instead, but I still love my yoga strap. I definitely am not getting rid of it. Very handy to have. If you don't have a strap or you don't want to pay for one, an option, I recommend belts, ties. Usually the men in your life have at least one tie that they don't like. You can use that. The belts, like a robe, those work well instead of going out to buy a yoga strap. So again, get inventive. You don't have to have the official props in order to use them in a yoga practice. I have a sandbag here. Now, I think this has about 8 pounds worth of sand in it. It's pretty close. When I filled them up, they all ended up with about 8 pounds. It's just standard play sand. Inside of here, the sandbag is used to add extra support. Sometimes, like in child's pose, it's great to put this on your back. I've used it to hold my feet in place when you can't see it on the camera here, but let's see. Yes, I've got it on my feet. I've used it on my feet. Usually it's just there to add a little bit extra weight or to hold you in place. It's usually, you're going to use this in a pose, you're going to hold a little bit longer, maybe a more restorative pose. It can be quite soothing to have the extra weight on you. Think of a weighted blanket that some people will use. So having that sandbag can be handy. Again, if you don't have a sandbag, which I would guess most people don't have a sandbag in their house, get inventive. If you're lucky enough to have a weighted blanket, then try that on your back and see how that feels. But yeah, sandbags, another prop. Bolsters. Now bolsters, they come in a lot of different sizes. This is actually the first bolster that I bought in. If you can see it, it's kind of squished. It used to be round. So I say nowadays, don't bother to buy a round bolster. It's going to end up squished like this. If you can see, it's kind of flat through here. The more you lay on it, the more it's going to get squished. So if I were to buy one right now, I would buy a rectangular bolster, and that is actually what I bought for my office space, were rectangular bolsters. And, look for what, you can get one longer, you can get one shorter, firmer. Some of them, I've actually gotten in my office some that are firm and then some that aren't quite as firm. Both are great depending on what we're using them for. If you don't have a bolster, pillows off your sofa work great. Pillows off your bed, if they're firm enough, those can work great. Another trick that I've used in the past is to take a pillowcase and grab some blankets. I'm just going to hold up this because that's what I have handy, but if you grab some, bigger blankets, fold them up and then put them inside of a pillowcase. The pillowcase holds them together, and you can use that as a bolster. It's a great trick. It works really well. And I have a tennis ball here. Now the tennis ball is not probably considered a normal yoga prop for some people, but for others it's a definite one. It's great for myofascial release, finding those really tight spots in the body. You can put it underneath you. You can rub it depending on where it is. I've used one a lot underneath my foot and just roll it around on the bottom of the foot, finding those tight spots and really using it to isolate those tight spots. Tennis balls are great. You can use other balls, but a lot of people have used tennis balls. If your dog likes tennis balls, you might have to fight them for it, or get one that the dog doesn't use. That would be probably a good idea. And then lastly, my latest favorite prop is a yoga wheel, and I'll do another video about this wheel. I have come to absolutely love this wheel. It's great for back bending. It's great for just providing extra support. But a yoga wheel is not something that a lot of people will have, and you may not be able to just easily substitute it from your house. But if you're lucky enough to have one, stay tuned. I will do another video and show you what I am using this wheel for. But my favorite prop lately is that wheel. But I have used all of these different props in my practice. These are all my actual props that I keep around my house. I redone my space a little bit, but this is my practice space, and I do keep it stocked because I can never have too many props. So there is just a little bit of a show and tell of what I have in my practice space at home. Some of the props that I use, that I keep handy. I don't use them all every day, but when I want them, they're there, and they do make my practice better. They enhance it. They don't mean that I'm doing less of a practice. They make my practice better. So grab whatever you have around your house when you go to practice at home, and just let it help your practice. So I'd love to hear what your favorite yoga prop is. Add a comment and let me know. And if there's any that you want more specifics about, let me know that as well. I'm happy to share some more about it. But that's it for today. Just a little bit about yoga props in my home. And I will see you again next time. Don't forget to live happier and healthier, and have a great one.